Her 14th husband had just passed away. Black Widow Spider applied a red lipstick, which shocked the detective in the room. Black Widow handed the detective a ball of spider silk, claiming that her husband had given it to her before he died. Then she grabbed the detective's arm and bit him, but she didn't release any venom. Instead, she told the detective to compare the bite mark. 3 days earlier, Black Widow and her scientist husband had been on their honeymoon on a yacht, but on the second day, the scientist was strangled to death with a spider web. The assistant found cockroach footprints, fly wings, and strange marks on the scientist's neck. The detective suspected Black Widow and put her in jail. When he returned to the crime scene, he was shocked to find that the scientist had come back to life. He saw several ants carrying the body and tried to compare the bite marks, only to find that the scientist's insides had been hollowed out. He followed the ants and found that they all gathered in the cargo hold, where the queen ant was directing them. It turned out that half of the ants had suddenly disappeared. The queen ant thought this was related to the scientist's murder. After comparing the bite marks, it was clear that Black Widow was not the murderer. The detective then questioned the neighbor who lived next door with her child, but the neighbor said she had been taking care of the child and hadn't heard anything. Just then, a mantis suddenly appeared. The security guard tried to stop him, but the mantis grabbed Black Widow and ran away. The assistant and the detective chased after them but accidentally ran into the human cabin. At the same time, the mantis was trying to break the glass. The boy tried to attack them, so the mantis had to dodge around. The scene became chaotic, and the bugs took the opportunity to escape through the cracks. Then the mantis finally spoke. He was just a bodyguard hired by the scientist to protect Black Widow. Just then, the mantis was caught by a strand of spider silk, and soon all that was left was his empty shell. The detective opened the ball of spider silk that Black Widow had given him, only to find that it was empty. He pieced together everything he had seen and began to think about the final truth. It was finally time to solve the case. The detective gathered everyone in the hall and began his reasoning. The cockroach footprints were too big, so it wasn't the cockroach couple. The fly captain hadn't lost his wings, so it wasn't him either. Black Widow's bite mark didn't match, so she wasn't the murderer. But everyone had overlooked one thing: there was more than one venomous spider on the yacht. The real murderer was the neighbor. The child she was taking care of was just her disguise. She was the one who killed the scientist. The detective remembered seeing the neighbor bump into Black Widow before. She must have switched the ball of spider silk. The detective arrested her on the spot, but there was still one mystery left. Where did the missing ants go?